63rd Teaching Class, Soul's Journey, Part 3, The Spiritual Stage. I am Tim Doyle, a student of the Golden Ones. Earth is a spiritual training school, and the Golden Ones are the administrators of the spiritual training school. I have been trained by the Golden Ones to experience many aspects of the spiritual training school for the sole purpose of assisting all souls on their purpose in the spiritual training school and their oneness with creation. This is a presentation relating to the characteristics of souls evolving into the second stage of soul development, the spiritual stage. This spiritual stage can evolve through many carnations. Once a soul comes to the spiritual training school, they cannot leave this school until they have mastered the ascension process. We're going to talk about the soul starts taking responsibilities for their actions. The soul starts to become aware of the programming to control them. The soul starts to have a positive attitude about the world. The soul becomes aware of all the metaphysical practices from around the world. The soul starts to believe in a God or an energy that is in control of their life. The soul starts to incorporate spiritual practices. In the initial spiritual stage of soul development, the soul is seeking security in their life. In the ego stage of soul development, the soul was abusive to all, seeking power, status, money, fulfilling their sensual desires, and abusing others. The soul couldn't trust anyone, as the soul believed everyone acted like the soul treated others. In this spiritual stage, the soul is seeking security with family, friends, co-workers, and community. Being responsible to others gives the soul security in self and the relationship. Since the soul was abusive to others during their ego stage of soul development, during the spiritual stage of soul development, the soul becomes aware of the abusive tactics used by authority figures, government, religious leaders, politicians, parents, teachers, and businessmen. In the beginning of the spiritual stage of soul development, the soul still tells white lies, steals a little, may be argumentative with others, less aggressive than the ego stage. In the spiritual stage of soul development, the soul begins to become aware of the positivity of others the soul is associated with, family, friends, co-workers, and community friends. The soul observes these souls having a positive attitude, appearing to be happy, friendly, compassionate, and helpful to others. As the soul continues to incarnate into the spiritual stage of soul development, the soul incarnates into spiritual parents. The soul becomes aware of spiritual practices taking place around the world. The soul becomes aware that spiritual practices, yoga and meditation, along with eating and breathing properly, enhances the health of the soul. The soul is supported by family and like-minded spiritual practicing souls. As the soul continues their spiritual practice of yoga, meditation, healthy eating, and other healing techniques, the soul becomes aware of their thoughts and feelings, almost as if they are psychic and knowing of other people's thoughts and events. The soul might have been raised in a religious home structure and believes in a God. In the later stages of spiritual development, the soul has developed a daily routine of scheduled spiritual practices to improve themselves with their meditations, yoga, eating healthy, and attempting to be a responsible person to all who interact with the soul. The soul knows that each soul has free will and does not question the actions of others and accepts all souls as they are, No expectations of others. Remember who you are. You are a child of God created in His image and likeness. Each soul chooses to come to this earth spiritual training school to serve God with their whole heart, soul, mind, and body, so they can be a divine servant for God. When a soul embraces who they are, a God created in the image and likeness of God, and their purpose in the spiritual training school is to train as a co-creator God and to come into the realization of their oneness with creation. Then the soul will find obstacles in their life removed and their dreams and desires will manifest faster. Much love and many blessings. Namaste. See all the teachings of the Golden Ones at www.thepathtooneness.com. Also at YouTube, Timothy Doyle, The Golden Ones. Visit us at Facebook and link it at The Path to Oneness.